Hello, welcome everybody. We're just getting started with it, just letting a few more people in. And great that you could join us, even though I know the time is not ideal for everyone.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I guess Sam is everyone muted?
No.
Okay. Okay. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started because it is quite a long presentation. I wanted to start by just introducing those who are going to be on the presentation. First, there is myself, Mary Gaddams. I'm not actually managing the full Racing the Planet Greece. My colleague Sam Fanshawe, who is on the call, is managing the full race, but I will be looking after the Racing Planet UltraLite, which I'm super excited about. And then we have Carlos Garcia on the call. Carlos is going to be managing the course. Carlos, are you there?
I am here, Mary.
Okay, great. I just wanted to first ask if everyone can see the Racing the Planet Ultralight presentation. Okay, sounds like everyone can. Great. Okay, well let me just get started here, moving through the presentation, and I'm going to really focus on most of the key parts. Sam is going to jump in from time to time. Sam was actually recently out in Greece, so she has the most current and topical information on Greece. And then Carlos is going to give you a short presentation on the very details of the course. So first, I wanted to say a very warm welcome to Greece. It is a spectacular country. Some of you may have been to Greece. If you haven't, even better, because it has a lot of secrets to hold. Okay, so this is our very first ultralight race. This is something that I've wanted to organize for a long time, so I'm super excited. You are the first group that's going to be taking part in this, and there are options for 60K or roughly 110 kilometers. And what's different about it is that you can actually choose whether to run one or two sections each day. You may also choose to skip a stage, but you must at least complete 50 kilometers to get a medal. And then also, most of your gear, or a good portion of your gear, is actually transported from camp to camp. You are required to carry a certain amount of gear, but most of your sleeping gear and a lot of your food is transported from camp to camp in a 60-liter bag. Okay, meeting point is going to be in Marathon. Now you must arrive by Friday, the 26th of September, before 7 p.m. We are planning to do a briefing for all those taking part in the ultralight, and we'll probably do a gear check at that time. Right now, 7 p.m. is still a tentative time, but that is what's planned. The Racing the Planet will have competitors staying in two hotels, the Marathon Beach Resort and the Thomas Beach Resort Hotel. We will be letting you know, Sam will be letting you know this week exactly which hotel that you will be staying in. To just note that check-in time at the hotel is 2 p.m. and then checkout time in the morning is 10. So remember, Friday night, likely we'll have a meeting at 7 p.m. And then the next morning, we'll have a briefing for the main race. And then we'll look to leave for the first campsite early afternoon. But we will be providing more details in the coming week or two. Okay, really the best way to get from Athens to Marathon is to take a taxi. Taxi is roughly about 40 euros. It is the cheapest option. Okay, the city of Marathon itself, as Sam has just been there. She really enjoyed the city. Maybe she can tell you a bit more about it later, but it's definitely well worth spending some time there. And as we'll show you at the end of the presentation, there is a tour option offered by Dean Canarzes to actually explore both Marathon and Athens. Okay, just a few traveling tips. Just make sure that your passport is valid for at least 6 months. Most countries don't need a visa, but do double check. China still needs a visa. Some of the other countries in Africa, etc., may need a visa. Very, very importantly, make sure that you carry as hand luggage. Please wear your shoes. Possibly carry your backpack, and make sure that your knife, your multi-tool, is not in your carry-on bag, but it's rather in your checked bag. In terms of bringing food and other items into Greece, make sure that we would recommend that you keep any powders, any freeze-dried meals in their original packaging. Now, we believe that Greece is not as strict with bringing food in, but one great option is to order the Expedition Foods freeze-dried meal directly from Poland online, and they will actually ship it to the hotel in Greece, which you can pick up when you get to the hotel. So that is a hassle-free option, a very good option. And the deadline to order those will really be at the end of Monday. So that's really tomorrow. Okay, again, itinerary. You're going to get there on Friday. The race will start on Sunday, ends on Saturday. You can really leave anytime on Sunday. Okay, from the hotel, after the briefing on Friday night, you'll have breakfast at the hotel. And then after that, we'll have a pre-race briefing, and that is for both the main race and the UltraLite. And then we will have, we'll board buses around 1 p.m. and the bus ride is expected to take about 4 hours to the first campsite. Make sure that after breakfast, before the bus ride, that you do fill your water bottles. Make sure that you go to the toilet, and make sure that you grab some food for lunch, and then make sure that you have a meal for that Saturday night at camp. And we're planning every night before each stage for the UltraLite group to actually have a briefing at 8 p.m. Typical day, the hot water in the morning starts from 5:30 a.m., normally lasts until about 7:30. You must be out of your tents by 7:30. The regular race, 250-kilometer race, will start at 8. And you will likely leave the camp for the first, for either the second or third checkpoint around 9. Remember, when you leave the hotel on Saturday, you can leave one bag at the hotel, and we will actually give you a luggage tag to put on that bag, which you can then collect when we get back to the hotel after the race. Okay, so here is the race schedule laid out. As I said, the prior night, we will be doing a briefing talking about the next day's stage. Hot water, 5:30 to 7:30, out of your tents by 7:30 a.m. Race starts at 8. Competitors for UltraLite leave at 9, and we'll be going in on most days to either the second or third checkpoint. It'll normally take at least an hour to the second checkpoint, possibly longer, and then of course longer to the third checkpoint. I should note that there may be some waiting times at the checkpoints. We don't want you to leave until the first runner from the 250-kilometer race has passed through. We don't think that there will be very much wait time, and in fact, in some cases, there may be no wait time. Okay, make sure after you start at the checkpoint that you follow the flags. They are pink flags. They're in line of sight. If you keep following the pink flags, you should make it all the way to the next checkpoint. Sorry about that. Every checkpoint is roughly 10 kilometers or 6 miles. Every checkpoint, you will find water, you'll find shade, you'll find a medical doctor, you'll find a lot of volunteers cheering for you. You will find shade and some, excuse me, some chairs where you can actually have a rest. After every checkpoint, you must leave the checkpoint with 1.5 liters of water. There are points when we might have you carry 2.5 liters. Okay, when you get to camp, the final checkpoint, that is where we will take your time, and you can go, you can rest, you can get a freeze-dried meal with the hot water, you can sleep, you can go to the cyber tent, you can just chat, you can stay at the finish line to cheer others. Really, you're free to do anything that you would like to. I wanted to mention too that we will have GPS trackers for you so your friends and family can follow you online, and we will explain to you at check-in how to use the GPS trackers. Okay, a couple points about the race schedule. Okay, from stage 1, our plan is to actually have the whole group start at from camp. So rather than going to the last 2 checkpoints, you're actually either going to walk to either checkpoint 1 or checkpoint 2. So, and then on stage 5, which is the long march, that's typically a stage which lasts about 80 kilometers. You will have the option to either do the first two sections in the light, or you can do the last 2 sections in the dark. So it is really your choice. The first 2 sections, as Carlos and Sam will show you later, are actually more difficult. And the final 2 are easier. Some of you really like running in the dark, so that's really your option. And I wanted to also mention that there's really no winners in the UltraLite, that we will be tracking your score and time on the website every day, but there will be no ranking. Also, very, very important point, that generally when you start a stage, when you start from a checkpoint, you should make it to the next checkpoint unless there's something seriously wrong. It's very, very difficult for us to actually pick people up between certain checkpoints. So if you do have to withdraw between a checkpoint, then you will not receive an actual finisher's medal. So do keep that in time. And remember, most checkpoints are not longer than between, say, 10 to 12 kilometers. You do have the option when you get up in the morning, if you had told us the previous night that you're doing 20K and you want to drop down and do 10K, that is also fine. That does not impact anything. Just let us know. Okay, now we've got our favorite guy here, Carlos Garcia. Carlos.
Hi, Mary. Thank you very much.
Hi, Carlos. So if you could just take some time to go over the course, especially the sections that the ultralight racers will be covering, that would be great. Thanks, Carlos.
Yes. Can you pass to the first slide? Maybe I can explain it on that one, or
yeah. Let me. So let's first just go over the sort of main distances for the overall race, for the 250 kilometer.
Okay, so first thing you have to know, you guys have to know, is that actually when Mary told me about going to Greece, I was not super excited because I thought it was very similar to Spain, so it was not really like something new and something exotic, let's say like that. But after coming back from the recce, I just fell in love with Greece. I mean, it's totally different. He has a whole personality of its own, and I think we have a very, very nice race. So you are going to enjoy Greece quite a lot. I really love it. So with this new idea of the ultralight, which is I think is great. As you can see on that slide, those are the kilometers, the distance in kilometers and miles, and the elevation gain of the 250-kilometer race. Okay, so for you guys, it will be much shorter because you can, as Mary was saying, you can do or 60 or around 110. So that means that in every single stage you will have to do two or so one or two checkpoints. Okay. Regarding stage one, you have the option of starting. So the option will be to start from the beginning, from the campsite. That means it won't be any waiting. And as you, if you look at the map, okay, there is like Peloponnese is like a hand as you see it in the map, okay, and we are running in the last east fingers of the Peloponnese, okay, and Kardamili, that is the location of Camp 1, is down there, as you see in the slide, is down there on the bottom side, and it's next to the sea, very, very nice and cozy village, a small village. But we have to cross, so this finger, from Camp 1 to Camp 4, we have to cross the first finger that we are going to cross of the Peloponnese. And the problem is that this finger has two mountain ranges. One more to the west is called Taygetos, and it's pretty high. It's the highest in the southern part of Peloponnese, and that means that the 250 runners, they will have to do around 2,100, 2,200, something like that, elevation gain. For you, it will be much less, but anyway, that first part, it will be quite a challenge and uphill. Okay. The downhill starts on the second day. So day one is practically all climbing up the mountain, up the ghettos. Okay, we are not going up to the peak, but we are getting very close. The beginning of the stage is going to be on a single track going up. It's like an old road from the Greeks, old Greeks, and it's like paved with like some big rocks, flat rocks, and we all arrived to a small village. There are a lot of small villages that you will love because they are like kind of a relief in the landscape, and it's very nice going crossing them. And also before checkpoint one, we will have to cross like a canyon, very narrow canyon, and the bottom of the canyon is a dry river, and therefore there is quite a lot of rocks, and you have to go from one rock to the other. It's not very difficult. Sam will tell you maybe more because she has done it, I believe. And I don't think it's super difficult, but it's uphill. You have to climb your way out of the gorge a little bit, but it's very easy. I mean, I'm very scared of heights, and there is absolutely no danger about on elevation sections or something like that, because I would be the first one to not to do it. Okay.
Just it's not very
Uh,
easy, but it's very manageable.
it's
It is uphill, but yes, there's no major danger of heights, but it is all
Yeah,
uphill.
you just have to be careful where you put your feet, because there are so many rocks, and there is a kind of big rocks bottom, and you have to jump from one rock to the other. So they are round rocks. So we will have somebody there in a potentially dangerous sections. We will have someone to give you a hand if you need it. So it shouldn't be complicated. Right outside the gorge, you will have a small uphill, as is normal in this stage. And when the uphill finish, you will arrive to the small village, which has the checkpoint one. And then from checkpoint one to checkpoint two, it will be like a mix of some sections with asphalt, some sections with dust roads, and some single tracks as well. But the most difficult part of the stage, I think, is from the campsite to checkpoint one. Sam, I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, absolutely. But just as a note, where you see the elevation chart that's on the website, and you'll see it a little further on, there's two like little down and little up. Those are the two gorges, and coming out of those are probably the toughest parts.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So if we go to stage two, on stage two, you have to do the second part. You can choose for the one or two sections of the second part of the stage. And let me check this one.
Mary, do you want? Yeah, there
Okay,
you
there
go.
we go. So the start, it will be in a very, very nice village that is called Castorio. That picture there that you see in the slide is a super nice single track right out of Castorio that we get along next to the river, and it's super nice. It's very nice and very picturesque village, very Greek. And what you have to know for you to have an idea is that in the finger that we are running, now we are in between the two mountains. The mountains on the right side is called Parnon. The mountain range is called Parnon, the one on the east, and the one on the west is called Taygetos. And in this stage, we go down the mountain of Taygetos, and we are on the flat area in the middle of the two mountain ranges, and then we start climbing to the other mountain range, which is Parnon. Okay, so you will have, like, as you can see on the profile, you have the downhill, then you have a small flat, and then we go to the uphill. Okay, this area is much, much easier, except some small sections that they have single tracks. Most of the tracks, they are on dash roads. So technically speaking, is much easier. And obviously, it's well, the downhill part, you won't do it because you will be already starting in Castorio. That, as I told you, even if you have to wait a little bit until the first runners are coming, is a very nice and Greek village. So I think you will enjoy it. Okay, so we are going to be finished stage two in a small village called Selasia. Selasia is where some people say that is the original Sparta was there. So it doesn't look like as much history as the actual Sparta, the modern Sparta, but many people claim that it was in Selassie, so that is a big part of history waiting for us there. Okay. So we're going to stage three. Stage three, we are going to follow how is the name of that? E12, no?
Four.
Excuse me?
E4. It's a
E4. Yeah.
European trail that runs from
Exactly, exactly. There is a
Portugal.
big, big network of trails, and which include single tracks and dash roads. but it's a whole network of these trails in Europe, and the E4 is the one that we are using. It goes all the way from Crete, and it crosses Greece, and then it turns and it goes all the way to the south of Spain. So this is the track that we are going to be using. The runners, the 250 runners, they will start from Selassie, as I told you, is the finishing part, and you will be starting in checkpoint two. Checkpoint two is in is initially is in the now is in a crossing, in a road crossing, which is not like a super nice place, but actually I have to say that E4 is very nice track. You will run in the middle of olive trees and very nice fields, and some sections you will run next to dry rivers. They are actually interesting. Um, in checkpoint three is in a small village called Caries. Caries is exactly the picture that Sam has behind her in this meeting. I don't know if you can. Okay. Caries is where they said it was the original Cariatides, that are the woman in yeah, thank you, Sam. You can go back to your seat. So that is the checkpoint. Okay, that is exactly the checkpoint, and those statues, woman statues that are in the Parthenon, they say that the original ones were made here in Caries, and then they moved them there. So it's another piece of history. So it's very nice because every single part of Greece has a history that we can tell you. So that is checkpoint three, and then we keep on going all the way to the campsite following E4, and that will be like mostly dash roads, but eventually we will get some single tracks, small sections of single track, and some roads when we get to the mainly when we get to the small villages. Um, if we go all the way to checkpoint 4.2, checkpoint stage 4, stage 4, the checkpoint is going to be in the outskirts of a small village called Eleokori, which is an area that is full of olive trees. Let's see how is it in a couple of weeks, but when I was there, it was super nice. And all the way to Andritsa is going to we are going to be running, or you are going to be running on a train on dash roads. It's quite easy because it's going to be downhill, as you can see on the graphic. So it's all mainly downhill until we get to Andritsa. In Andritsa is another village, and in Andritsa we are going to take the train, but not the train, but the train tracks. So we are going to run on the train tracks. Almost all we will pass by checkpoint 3, and then we keep on going all the way to camp 5, which is in Kiveri, that is next to the sea. Kiveri is a beautiful little town next to the sea, and is very very special, Kiveri. So you will love it. Our campsite, it might be, if we can make it work out, it will be right next to the water. So next day we will take a boat, and all together, I guess, and we will cross to the last finger of the Peloponnese, going west. Okay, going east. Sorry, going towards Athens. We take a small boat, and we will get to Bivari, which is on the other finger, And here on stage 5, you will have, as Mary was saying, you will have different options. You will have the possibility of running the first 10 or the first 20 kilometers, or the last 10 or the last 20 kilometers. That means that if you choose the first part, it will be like a dash road and single tracks in between, not particularly technical. As you can see on the profile, is a little bit of an uphill. And then you have a bigger peak, a bigger uphill. That uphill, I know it looks big, but I have to say that it's worth it, because the top of that uphill, it's a super nice monastery. That uphill is going on the side of a valley, and the end of the valley is the sea. So you will, if you look back, you will look at the sea all the time. But when you get to the top, you will have the chance to arrive to one of the nicest monasteries that are in this part of the Peloponnese. Is you can get in, you can enjoy the checkpoint until the track can pick you up. Oh, no, 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 no. Sorry. Sorry, because if you have from Vivari to checkpoint 2 is right the checkpoint before the monastery. So
So
you
just
will
a note on
enjoy
this, with
the
on this
you will
day, it's
enjoy
quite,
the
sorry, Carlos, give me
sorry.
a moment. On this day, it's quite a long day, and you'll be starting either early or starting late. So we will try to take you to some of the key points along the course so you can enjoy them as well, even if you're not going to be running or walking past them.
Yeah.
All of that, we'll do what we can on the day as it happens. But as Carlos said, it's very special up there, so we'll try and take you up there regardless of whether you start early or start later.
Yeah, no, excuse me before, because the thing is that we were going to take the boat. Our checkpoint distribution was slightly different. We have to change because the boat cannot go where we need it. So we had to change the location. So that means that I had to adjust the checkpoints. But anyway, as the day is quite long, so that means that probably you can have the chance to visit the monastery and do the climb in a car, which is much easier. Okay, so that would be checkpoint 5.2. That is going to finish at the outskirts of a small village called Idia. Very, very nice. And from there you can go to the monastery, Agoi Demetriov Monastery. You can go with a car. Okay. If for those who wants to uh, okay, there we go. For those who wants to, there's 1 and 2. Okay. Um, those that are going to choose the last part of the stage, that means that is going to be in the afternoon, and when the first runner pass, it will be already late afternoon, maybe, and it will be near the village of Kranidi. Kranidi is one of the biggest in this part in the south of the Peloponnese, and but it's quite nice. It's still like all white houses, and it's very curious because the outside, very close to where the checkpoint is, there are some windmills, all windmills. It's interesting to check that out, and to go, this part is going to be all practically downhill all the time, and it's going to be the full thing on dash roads. That means that technically is going to be quite easy, and you just have to pay attention to the crossings, and if you have to turn left or right or something like that, because there are so many roads and so many crossings there, so we don't want anybody to get lost. The finish line and for the day, for the stage 5, it will be Ermioni. That is another beautiful village next to the sea, and the campsite won't be far from the sea as well. so you can have a bath and enjoy the beautiful Greek Sea. And I believe that stage 6 is going to be all together, and we will let you know more information about it when we confirm it, because we still have to check a couple of places, but it will not be very difficult, probably around 9-10 kilometers around Hermione, and not very technical as well. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carlos. God, it's just sounds super exciting. As you probably note with Carlos and those of you who have done our races before, the course is really never set until we have the course book published, which is normally a day before everyone will get to the host town, of course, which is Marathon. And even after the race, after the course book is published, there are times when we have to make changes to the course during the week. So just bear in mind, I mean, the course is almost completely set, but there are always some changes that need to be made until the last minute. Okay, so the UltraLite course, the slide that I have here, we just thought that it was it would be helpful to actually show those who are doing or who are considering either the short or long course what the different distances and the different altitude looks like for each. I don't expect you to you know, be able to keep everything in your mind right here, but fortunately we can both send you the presentation and you can watch it on YouTube. You will see on the left-hand side the different distances for each stage, and then the elevation gain and elevation loss. And you can see that on stage 5, we've also listed the distances for those who want to start from camp and those who want to do the last 2 sections of the course. And basically, there's very, very little difference in stage 5 in terms of distance, whether you start whether you start from camp or start at the end. So and so the first chart shows the short distance. The second chart shows the longer distance. So you can see it's roughly 50 kilometers without the stage 6 versus 100 kilometers for the longer course. Again, you can mix. You can do 10 on, you know, one section on one day, two sections on the next day. So hopefully this will be helpful to show you what your are and what the elevation looks like. We also thought it was helpful to show the actual elevation charts. So the stage 1, which everyone will do from camp, you do have the climb leaving from camp. Stage 2, you can see that you'll do either 1 or 2 of the last sections of the course, and the downhill or flat. Stage 3, you can see that is a bit more of a climb. Stage 4, relatively flat or downhill, and you can see stage 5, with which Carlos mentioned that there is a climb at the start.
Okay. All right, I sent you the link. Whoops, now I got to get back on. Okay, bye.
Yeah, there is a climb at the start, and then there's towards, if you choose to do the latter section, which is in the dark, it is on relatively non-technical ground, so easy to follow at night.
Mary, just a note for everyone. When you see an elevation chart, be aware that the horizontal scale is much smaller than the vertical scale. Okay, so don't look at this like, for example, for the people that is going to do the first part of the stage 5, the uphill is not that steep. Okay, the first uphill is not that steep. We put it like that because if we put the real scale, you practically won't see like the real elevation profile. So we have to make it much bigger in a way that you can realize that it's an uphill. But that doesn't mean that it's that steep, just for you to know. So I hope this is a relaxing note.
Thanks, Carlos. Okay, Carlos has been through all the sections. You can see that we didn't show you the sort of some of the photos from stage one. You can see some of the mountainous terrain on stage one.
Carlos's point about the elevation charts and how they look, stage one is the primary example where it's been squashed. So it is uphill, but it looks horrendous in there, but it's not as bad as it looks.
Okay, and then the course challenges, similar challenges to a lot of our races. The elevation gain, some of the terrain is slightly technical. I think mostly on stage one, and then temperature. We are expecting, I think, around sort of 30. It could be around 35 Celsius. I think it drops down to about 10 Celsius at night. But with anything in the world now, with regard to weather, you can have extreme heat or you can have extreme cold. But I think you have the gear which could handle either. Cutoff times. Roughly all of our courses are planned so that you can make the cutoffs if you're able to go at a pace of around 4 kilometers an hour to 2.5 miles per hour. Okay, some of the course tips, you know, on every stage, start slowly, just tread carefully. You don't want to sprain an ankle. Make sure that you stay hydrated. Make sure that you do leave each checkpoint with 1.5 liters of water, unless we tell you to carry more. Make sure that you are full. Try to consistently eat, you know, energy bars, gels, whatever works for you during the day. Make sure you're ready for the climate. Put on a lot of sunscreen. Bring extra sunscreen if that you can. Put it, you know, keep your excess in your 60-liter camp bag. I mean, that's the nice thing with the UltraLite course is you really don't have to count every gram, every sort of kilo. If you do feel hot, remember the checkpoints have shade, or find a tree, you know, rest under the tree. Okay, course markings. We mark virtually the whole course either with pink flags, pink tape. Possibly you will find some paint. We would mention it to you if that some of the parts would be mentioned, would be marked with paint, but mostly it will be pink flags and tape. And we try to have the pink markers in line of sight. So if you don't see a marker at some point, maybe keep going a little bit, look, and then go back. If you don't see the marker, try to find the marker. Really important to always try to keep the markers in line of sight. At night, we put long dual reflective strips on, like you can see the middle photo, and they're actually very easy to see with a headlamp. Make sure that you have two good headlamps with you, but you really shouldn't have any problems seeing the flags. If there's going to be a sharp turn, Carlos will normally mark it with multiple pink flags. So anytime you see multiple pink flags, stop and look and make sure that you are going in the right direction. Okay, I guess Carlos and Sam, if you wanna sort of chirp in here on answers to these also. So these are some of the questions that we had. So how steep are the climbs on stage one?
As I was saying, graphically, you know, it's a little bit scary when you see the profile, but it's not as terrible. For the ones that are going to go all the way to checkpoint 2, that means that they are going to do around 1,000-meter elevation gain. And if you're going all the way to checkpoint 1 and you stop at checkpoint 1, that is 785 meters elevation gain. Okay. One, I don't see the. Okay, yeah. Let me answer to. Okay, what type of surface will be the course? Um, so as I said, most technical terrain is stage 1. Has the rocky path at the beginning, and the worst part, I think, is the gorge in right before checkpoint 1. But after that, the rest is totally doable and is single tracks with not a lot of difficulty or something like that. And the only thing is that it's going to be uphill. And the other parts where there is dash roads, I was driving there with a non 4x4 vehicle. So for you to know, it's quite easy. So technically speaking, I don't think it's super complicated, except leg 1 and of stage 1. Okay. Are there runnable sections? Yes, quite a lot. Maybe the uphill is not like recommended to run unless you have a lot of energy. But once you get to the flat area, you can run quite easily. Except the technical parts, the whole race is doable running if you have energy, as I said. So it's good. Rocky and difficult section of the terrain. Is there any scrambling? Yes, as I said, a little bit of a scrambling right before checkpoint 1, so stage 1, checkpoint 1. There is a little bit of scrambling of rocks to get across the bottom of the river. And there is a single track that goes like doing Z's all the way to get out of the gorge, but it's not difficult. The difficult part is down in the river. The rest of the gorge is not it's not complicated. Unfortunately, there are no water crossings. Yeah, you know that I love water crossings, but I couldn't find any. So it might be one water crossing, but it's after checkpoint 2 on stage 5. So that means that for you guys, you won't see that one, or may eventually you will cross it with a car. So for you, no water crossings. The
Although
campsite.
quickly, Carlos, on stage 5, you may get your feet wet in the sea on a section, a first section of that course, and there is also a little bit of scrambling there as well. Not
Yeah,
dangerous, but where you might want to use your hands.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, and obviously, as I mentioned before, not water crossing, but the technical part. It's a very strange part. The train tracks. That is particularly difficult to run because I don't know how you call the logs that are like cross like that. I don't know if they have a technical name in English, but anyway, they are separated in a way that for me at least is I don't know how to run. If I should like jump one or and step over every 2 or every 1, and then I have to move my feet faster. I don't know. It's like kind of a strange. Okay, just adjust your pace to whatever is more comfortable. And I have to say, I have to mention that there are 2 train bridges. As I told you before, I'm very afraid of heights, and to cross the train bridges for me it was like a full challenge. And as I suppose that maybe some of you have the same, are afraid of heights as I am, I found a way to go down the bridge and then up to the other side of the valley of the small road that the bridge is made for. And so that means that we won't be using the train bridges, not even if you can do it because you don't care about heights or whatever. Everybody's going to follow the flag, so nobody will cross the bridges. How does the boat transfer work? We get in a boat and we cross the sea. I don't know.
It's
I don't
because
know.
it's the long stage, we won't be starting a lot earlier. We'll be starting at a similar time, taking the boat across, and then the stage will actually probably start slightly later because of the boat crossing at the start.
Yeah, I guess that we will be crossing in the same boats, all of us. So that means that everybody will arrive to the other side, to Bibari, which is the name of the village on the other side, and then we will start. We all start on the same time, right, Sam?
Yes, but then from there we'll take the ultralight competitors who want to do the last part of the course.
To
So
the
the
to
idea is they'll get the boat, everyone will still get the boat, but then some of you
okay.
will start and some of you will get on the bus to your start point.
What are the sea conditions like? Normally, okay, we are, as I said, we are going to cross in between the last two fingers of the Peloponnese, okay, on the east part of the Peloponnese, and there we are going to cross in between these two fingers. That means that we are very deep in the hand of the Peloponnese, and therefore the water conditions should be more or less okay. I mean, it should be flat or almost flat, but we don't know until we are closer to the day that we are going to cross, and then I guess everybody will be informed of how the conditions, right, Sam?
Yes, exactly. We can't tell you any different right now, but we don't expect it to be rough conditions. And it's under an hour.
Okay, so are they any camps by the sea where we can swim? Yes, we have three campsites that are going to be next to the sea. As exactly is Camp 1, which is in Cardamili, is next to the sea. Then Camp 5 in Kiberi, which is also next to the sea, and you can enjoy that. This is going to be a very nice campsite. And the last campsite is the Camp 6, which we are going to be 2 days, and is not next to the sea like the other ones, but it's going to be very close to the sea. So you can easily walk. Is going to be very close. It's maybe 200, 300 meters, 400 meters, something like that, from the sea. Okay, what if I can finish a stage, Sam?
So if you say at the start of the stage that you want to do 20 kilometers or the 2 checkpoints, and you decide to stop after 10 kilometers, that's fine. There might be some more waiting around for you because the transport won't have been arranged for you. There might not, but there might be, and that's fine. If you decide to stop halfway between a checkpoint, first of all, we ask you to try not to, because sometimes that's not possible and you'll have to walk out. And regardless, sometimes you'll see a car and wave it down and get in. If you do decide to stop between 2 checkpoints, you're officially withdrawn. We will most likely, provided it's not a medical concern, let you start the next day, but then you won't be an official finisher. But if you say you're going to do 20 and decide to do 10, you can still be an official finisher.
Those are the rest of the questions you can answer, I guess.
Yeah, so
Mary?
if you skip a stage, as I previously mentioned, you will still get a medal as long as you finish the 50 kilometers. And as Sam mentioned, if you want to change from 10 to 20 or 20 to 10 kilometers the morning of the stage, that's absolutely possible.
So that we will ask you in advance what your plan is for the race, just to help with our planning. But that's the point of having a briefing in the evening so that we can plan for the next day based on what it is you're going to do, whether you're going to do 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, or skip that stage.
Great. And then, okay, camp, you can see from the photo on the right-hand side, normally we have a circle of tents. For the UltraLite competitors, we will have a separate circle of tents. So you'll be next to the main campsite. Typically the ground is rocky and hard. You should absolutely bring a sleeping pad. The tents will be shared. I think you'll have probably up to 6 people in each tent. If you still want to bring your own single tent, that is also possible, but let us know soon. However, you will have to put up and take down your single tent each day. As mentioned before, you need to be out of the tents by 7:30 in the morning, hot water 5:30 to 7:30 in the morning, and from 2 p.m. till 9 p.m. in the evening. In Greece, we won't be having campfires because of obviously the fire risks there. We will have cold water all the time at camp. We will have toilets, like they're called either like porta potties, porta loos. They'll be set up at each campsite, which you must use. There will be no showers or washing. You cannot use the drinking water for washing. However, as Carlos mentioned, we are by the sea several times, so you can take a dip in the sea. The cyber tent, which is very popular, that will be open roughly from 3 until 8 p.m. Make sure your friends and family know where to find you on the website so that they can send messages to you. Also, there will be bins for rubbish trash at the campsite, also at each checkpoint. So you really only need to carry the rubbish to the trash with you between checkpoints, and then you can throw it out at the checkpoint or else at camp. Okay, the sleeping options, which I just mentioned, you can see the type of tents that we have. We have what's called a Kodiak tent. It is sealed. There is a plastic sheet on the ground. Generally, they're very, very good tents. If it rains, there's always a possibility of rain. It's generally pretty good in rain, but some of the tents, they can be subject to a leak. So actually plan on that. Let us know if you'd like to bring your own tent. Very few bring their own tents, but some really like to have their own tents. But remember, you have to set it up and take it down each day. So it's much easier to have a shared tent. And also the whole experience of being in a shared tent. Some of the people in the shared tent will end up being your friends for life. Okay, just briefly on the cyber tent, media race coverage. You can see we typically use one of our what we call a tunnel tent for the cyber tent. You're welcome to go in there, read emails, check the daily stage results. If you've set up a blog, we also post the blog comments there. If you'd like to send emails during the week, you can buy what's called a cyber package, and that for $50 you're able to send an email every day from the cyber tent. Nothing in the cyber tent is online. We send all the emails and blogs by Starlink several times during each day. We will have extensive website coverage, and make sure your friends and family sign up for breaking news. They can also follow you with live GPS tracking. That's very, very popular. They can see exactly where that you are every day. We'll be posting photos, videos. We'll have stage updates, the breaking news. Make sure you sign up, get your friends and family to sign up for breaking news, because that's where they will get the absolute latest up-to-date information. We have a fantastic media team. We have Tiago and Andre, who will be taking videos and photos for the whole race website. They also offer personalized photo and video packages. I highly recommend those. You can purchase those through the website. Okay, again, the weather, it's expected to be around sort of 35 Celsius, 95 Fahrenheit, lows at night, I guess down to about 5 Celsius, 41 Fahrenheit. There is a chance of rain, plan on it. Okay, the equipment list, which you all have received in a separate email to that, really important that you have the right shoes. Make sure the shoes are larger than normal if your feet swell. Also, make sure that you have a good backpack. It's very popular to have something for your water bottles on the front. Most people like water bottles. They don't like a sort of camelback type of hydration system, although some people, you know, swear by it, but most find it very cumbersome to use a camelback during the race because you have to take everything off and fill it. Most find it much easier to have water bottles. Really important to have the right type of food. Again, one of the benefits of taking part in the UltraLite is that you don't have to worry too much about the weight. You just have to make sure that all your gear fits into a 60-liter camp bag, which we will transport from campsite to campsite. If you have any doubts about whether or not that you want to have trekking poles, bring trekking poles. You can always leave them in your camp bag. It's best to have the foldable ones, much easier to transport. We highly recommend, again, a sleeping pad. Obviously, a toothbrush, toothpaste is highly recommended also. Remember, don't forget, if you still need to order freeze-dried food, do that by the end of Monday. We will, at the gear check on Friday night at the hotel in Marathon, we will be checking your mandatory gear first. So make sure that you have all of those items for us to check. We're very, very strict. You must have everything that we have listed out in the mandatory list. Sam, do you have anything else to mention about the gear or equipment?
No, I don't, but it is an opportunity for you to ask us some questions on it, because it's a little different. There's the total amount you have to have, and then there's what you must always carry. Then there's what you will carry some of and put some in your camp bag, and then there's stuff that you can put all of in your camp bag. So now's a good opportunity for you to ask questions. Hopefully you've looked at the list we sent out, and we can answer them now or send us emails.
Yeah, so there was a question that someone just asked if they can expect to have their camp bag at camp by the time that they get there each day. I would say that it's highly likely that, of course, we will have the camp bag there every day. There's always a chance a truck could break down, something could happen, but I would say there's a 95% chance that your camp bag will be at camp by the time that you get there each day.
So we have dedicated vehicles for the UltraLite that will be taking you to your various points or picking you up from the various points, and your bags will be traveling in that. So as Mary said, it's highly likely it will be there, but we can't 100% guarantee it. So if there's something you absolutely want when you first finish, like a recovery drink and a warm top, then carry it.
And remember, the 60-liter camp bag needs to be like a soft side duffel bag. It cannot have any wheels on it, any type of structure. Popular bags would be like a North Face, a Patagonia, Montane bag. Okay, the food and electrolytes. So you have to bring a minimum of 14,000 calories. Your freeze-dried food will make up the bulk of those. Again, great for the UltraLite folks. You don't have to skimp so much on food. So, but make sure that you bring a variety of food. Don't bring food that's just sweet. Don't bring food that's just savory. Try to have some treats in there. Make sure you have easy to eat items, snacks, while that you are out on the course. We will have the hot water every day in the morning, and from when you get to camp until about 9 p.m. each day. Make sure it's mandatory also that you have the electrolytes. Typically assume like bring sort of one tablet or one little pouch of powder for every hour on the course. Okay, tips. Make sure that you test everything. Don't buy something and test it in Greece. Test it before that you get to Greece. Shoes, you know, wear what you've trained in, what you feel comfortable in. Just get them a little larger than what you would normally wear, maybe in training. I don't know, some of you might wear larger shoes in training. Fortunately, gaiters are not needed on this this course, which makes things a lot easier. Sleeping bag, again, don't skimp on the sleeping bag. If you kind of feel you're sort of more of a cold person, then bring a warmer bag. You know, another benefit of UltraLite, you can make your sleeping situation very comfortable. Same goes for the sleeping pad. You might even bring a pillow, a camping pillow. Make sure that in addition to your 2 750 milliliter bottles that you will typically carry when you're on the course, make sure that you've got the spare 1 liter bottle. And sometimes we have you fill that when you leave a checkpoint if it's a really hot stage. Okay, make sure you have extra sunscreen. It could be very hot. We just really don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay, just some extras. Most of you already have purchased a single hotel room. If you were planning to, Sam, I'm not sure that we have any options for single hotel rooms anymore. Isn't that correct?
No more. Some of you have them and they're arranged, but no more.
Okay. And then, as I mentioned, the cyber tent package, all of these are on our website. Photo package, if you purchase it before the race, it's about $100 cheaper. It is highly recommended. Tiago is just a fabulous world-class photographer, definitely worth it. And also, you get, not only do you get personalized photos, but you get several hundred of general photos from the race. Video packages too. Andre does amazing personalized videos. If any of you want me to send you a link as an example of past videos, I'm happy to do that. If you still, if you have friends and family that actually want to come out to the course and spend the last night with you, that is possible. Also, if you just have friends and family that want to come and meet you at the finish line, get in touch with us, and we can send you or them all of the details. But we probably won't have the exact finishing time and location of the finish until sort of midway through the race. If you have any friends and family that want to come to the banquet, you can also get a banquet ticket. And then we also highly recommend taking some time to tour both Marathon and Athens. And as many of you may have known, Dean Kanarzis, who's quite a famous ultramarathon runner, he wrote a New York Times bestseller. He's currently living in Greece. He was also our Four Deserts world champion back in 2008, finished the Four Deserts Grand Slam, was one of the first 2 in the world to actually finish that. He will be taking part in the UltraLite race with you, and he's also offering a couple of tour options that I've listed here, and they're also on the website. Again, highly recommend. I'm sure that it's going to be fabulous. Okay, and then just some, lastly, some frequently asked questions. Do I get hot water on the course? Generally not. The only time that we give hot water is actually on the overnight point of the long march. So pretty much plan not to have hot water on the course. Can you walk the course? Absolutely. Can you use water for washing? No. Is there mobile reception on the course? The answer is yes, in quite a few places. Some places no, but we ask that you only use your mobile phones if there is an emergency. This is a time for you to really take in the beautiful outdoor sights, talk to people, not to look on your phones. Really enjoy the race. Kind of it's a detox from all the tech. Do you have to carry the rubbish? You can get rid of the rubbish at checkpoints and at camp. Okay, good question here. How do I go to the toilet on the course? Well, number one, don't go right on the course. If you could go some meters away from the course, that would be preferable. We'll also give you some bags that if you have any toilet paper, you should put the toilet paper in those bags and then throw it out at a checkpoint. So don't leave anything, any type of paper on the course. Managing time difference really depends on where that you're coming from. Those in Europe are lucky. There's virtually no time difference. Those coming from Asia and the US, it pays to get there early, drink lots of water, try to start getting your time zone so that it matches the Athens time zone. How many kilometers do you need to finish to get a medal? Well, it's really at least 50 kilometers on the to get a medal. However, you can't get a medal if you stop halfway through a section. The most common reasons for not finishing, it's normally blisters, stomach issues, or maybe not sleeping well and being very weak. So do focus on your feet. Make sure if you're getting a blister that you try to get it, that you try to take care of it so that it doesn't get any worse. Make sure that you have a wide range of food to eat. Sunrise and sunset, Sam, what did you find when you were out in Greece?
It's different now, but during the race, it should be light by like 7:30, and it will be dark by 8 p.m.
Okay, so a good 12 hours. Great. And and family and friend, of course, they can meet you at the finish line. Finish line details will be provided during the race.
But I can tell you now, for those who are thinking of it, the finish line is about 3 hours drive from Athens and Marathon. It's a similar time. So they need to do some planning if they want to come.
Okay, and checklist, you should have your flights booked. Make sure now it's really more of a sort of tapering. Make sure you stay injury free. Make sure that you check all of your gear lists this week against what the mandatory list is so that you aren't stressing in the sort of final weeks. Make sure that you have your patches and you have your patches sewed on or silk screened onto all your tops or jackets. Make sure you filled out all your mandatory forms, which are actually, the deadline is today. So make sure if for some reason there's something you can't complete, like maybe the medical form, please email us, let us know. Make sure that you have insurance to cover any kind of medical expenses or evacuation, really important. And try to make sure when we send you emails or any updates, definitely read the email and make sure that you join the WhatsApp group. You need to be in Marathon by the 26th of September. And there's a lot of resources on the website. You can go to the YouTube channel. You can also see a lot of videos from Carlos to see what the course is like. And I also, I highly recommend that you join the WhatsApp group. People have travel tips in there. They have tips about gear. There's loads of tips in there. So I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions?
So so those of you who were thinking of joining the full or have done a race before, a lot of it is standard, but the key part of this presentation was looking at the distances and the elevation for each stage and how the race format and schedule during a race starts for you based on what you're thinking about doing. And then obviously the equipment list is a bit different, but those are the three key areas if you're going to look back at this to study in detail. And we will be asking you various questions before the race, like what is your plan in terms of what distances are you thinking about doing? You can change it the day before and on the day if you have to, but it helps us with the planning. We will also send like a short summary of specific, like more like code of conduct rather than rules that apply to the UltraLite that are slightly different to the main race. So you will obviously have a bit more time and also potentially not be as tired, but you still cannot share any of your food, any of your equipment, any of your charging. You're still not allowed to use your phone at camp or eat food from outside at the camps, things like that. So we will send that out just so that you're clear, because there are people there who are doing the full race, and it would be a bit sad for them to see you eating something very nice that they can't get. So yes, any questions at all?
That's great. Well, listen, thank you so much for everyone's time. We're really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be an amazing, amazing adventure. And it couldn't be in a more special place than Greece, where the marathon actually started. So as Sam mentioned, we'll be adding this the Zoom call recording to YouTube, and then we'll also send the presentation to you. I think that's it. Sam, Carlos, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay,
That's
well, listen, everyone.
very excited.
Thank you so much for joining. See you in Greece soon.
In a month, less than a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.